Hey, kids, you're listening to a couple of annoyed grump boys, and this is the 138th Simpsons podcast.
Como canarita! Do the Homer shake.
That's right, we're the podcast that discusses the animated sitcom The Simpsons from seasons 11 and beyond and the newest ones when they air. Why do we do it this way? Well, plenty of other podcasts have discussed the Golden Age. We feel that's seasons 1 through 10, and no one really discusses the latter seasons. And we're out here on the internet land to find if any of the newer seasons can match those Golden Age episodes. I say we because I'm one annoyed grump boy named Craig. With me, as always, is the other annoyed grump boy,
Steve. Hello, Craig.
Hello, Steve. We are going to be taking a trip back to 2013. But before we do that, can we talk a little bit about personal life, just for fun, for a second?
Oh, sure. What's new, Craig?
I'm going to play a quote from Homer Simpson real quick.
The bee bit my bottom. Now my bottom's big.
Well, a bee did not bite my bottom, but I got my girl the other day.
Oh, my gosh.
I just thought it'd be a fun thing to bring up because, we used to do a lot of lawn talk on this podcast, probably around this time when we did Gorgeous Grampa, and I was mowing the lawn, and there's like a bush that's kind of covering part of the grass, so like I'm just kind of mowing inside the bush, shaking it around and whatnot. Had I known there was like a bee's nest in there or hive or something, I wouldn't have done that because all of a sudden I'm mowing, and I start feeling pricks on my leg, and like, ow, 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 and I just like run inside to the house and like up some stairs, and I'm like panting and like having what I feel like is, because I haven't been stung by a bee in a few months. No, I was stung by a wasp like a few months ago. I think I even brought that up into the podcast.
I remember that, yeah.
But this one was like multiple stings, multiple bees, or maybe it was just one. But I'm like just jetting up into my house and literally like I cannot breathe. And I'm thinking I'm having like a panic attack. Like I get some antihistamines. Like even my daughter, who's like 2 years old, goes, "Dad, okay?" And I'm like, "That's heartbreaking."
Yeah.
And so I get some water, and I'm like, I catch my breath, and I'm not allergic to bees, but I'm overweight, and I'm afraid like I'm probably gonna die. So turns out I was fine, and a few minutes later I'm calmed down, and I think I just had a panic attack, or since I'm so physically unfit that the running from the lawn to the house just winded me. It's like I ran a mile, or like,
oh geez.
I think that's what it really was. It's like I'm so fucking out of shape that I didn't have a panic. I'm thinking like Heather is like, do we need to go to the hospital? Like, am I going in some sort of like shock? Because I'm like, I can't breathe. I can't. I think I'm just old and fat. I think that's the issue. But it was multiple, like one bee sting is like, fuck.
Right.
But when you keep getting stung, it's annoying as shit. And so like, I just had like one little patch of lawn left. And it's like, and it was almost about to rain because it was going to rain later that afternoon. I'm like, I'm going to get this done. And I just didn't want to have like that one patch looking weird. And so as soon as I go out, I'm like, okay, I'm better now. I can walk, I can mow. I'm not dying. I start mowing, and I'm mowing, keeping my eyes aware, and all of a sudden, another sting. Like, God fucking damn it! And I think it was a bumblebee because I saw black, and I looked it up, and I think that the female bumblebees, they don't lose their stings, so they will keep attacking you.
Oh, okay.
So even like the queens like come out and like fight, and usually the bumblebees are the nice ones. Mm-hmm. As long as you don't fuck with their territory, like most bees.
Right.
So I'm like, God damn it. But I still persisted. Like, I was very cautious. Like, every time I saw something fly by me quick, I stopped and ran away. But then later that day, I was going to drain my kid's little kiddie pool. And I saw that a bumblebee was in the water, like, trying to survive. And I pick it up and free it. And I like to pretend that was the bee that stung me. I'm like, listen. This is how I am. I'm nice. I saved your life while you tried to take mine away. Just remember, I saved your life. So that's my Jerry Seinfeld story, as in a bee story.
Of course, yes.
A bee movie.
It's good though that you had like this closure, like you're helping be kind, and you're talking about a sting, and sure, that's bad for when you're doing yard work, but if you're in the wrestling ring, there's a sting, and that one was good. There's a wrestler named Sting in the 90s, I think.
Yeah, I think his finishing move was tantric sex.
Yeah, just never ended. I say ACAP.
ACAP?
AB, just because fuck the police.
Oh, right, because Sting. My mind is dumb right now. I had like ghost stings that whole day too. Like all of a sudden I'm like, ow.
Yeah.
But then the next day I'm totally fine. So
I'm glad you're okay. I mean, that can be very scary. And I was also thinking as you're speaking, like, aside from the bee bit my bottom and now my bottom's big, Smithers got stung by a bee in 22 short films. And I'm thinking about when Homer had the sugar and the bees come and like he's like, ow, ow, ow. These bees are defending themselves somehow. So there's a lot of Simpsons bee connections.
Yeah, to that bee, I am like a giant and his name is Jack and he's trying to slay me.
Yeah. I think you should get it a greeting card that says, let's be friends.
Steve, but his name is Jack and I'm the giant and he's slaying me.
Oh,
let's just go to March 3rd, 2013. Steve, what was the number one movie in the box office?
Why, it was... Oh, I see what you did there. Jack and the Giant Slayer.
That's got Ian McGregor, right?
Oh, yeah. Young Obi-Wan himself.
Steve, this is not an episode of Are You Starting My Wars? Don't bring that up.
I'm sorry.
All right. Yeah, that... never saw that movie.
I think nobody did.
But it's still number one movie in the box office, so probably just for that week.
I think so, yeah.
I know it was, it was probably pretty big in like areas of New York City, maybe.
Yeah, some of the boroughs and some of them more like, some of the more alternative neighborhoods, like you get that and then you get like a dessert, maybe an ice cream treat that's blended. And
what's your favorite brand of that makes hockey equipment?
It's got to be Bauer, I think. I mean,
yeah, right. Steve, what was the number one song on the Billboard Hot 100? And you know what? For the hell of it, the Hot Dance Electric of that week.
Ooh.
And you know what? For the hell of it, what was the intro song for the Simpsons episode this week?
Why, it was the Harlem Shake by Bauer. That's with 2 A's.
Was this like one of the last songs in American culture that just, I don't know. I feel like this was everywhere.
Yeah.
Parodied on The Simpsons. Like, have we had, I'm sure we've had like a big song like that since then, like everybody was just listening to.
I would argue that Happy by Pharrell Williams might have been that song, but they're few and far between now. Like there was a time when this would be normal. But no, I think that Harlem Shake and the subsequent video meme of it all is kind of a last of its kind, because I don't think we really ever saw that again. What was the thing? Was it before or after when people would, this isn't a bit, I'm just genuinely asking, when people would like be filmed not moving? Do you remember this?
Planking?
Kind of like planking, but it was just, I don't remember. These, like, there's a whole trend in this time of like people filming themselves doing goofy shit just for internet clout, and it was a weird time.
Was Vine around in 2013?
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
You know what? Even I used Vine when it came out, and I thought out of like the 2 videos I did, they were pretty good. I don't remember if they were, but I remember being proud of my Vines.
I got bored about halfway through the first one.
Of mine?
Yeah. Because, they could only be 6 seconds long.
Always. What? Bring Vine back. Come on, like, no one likes, I mean... We don't like TikTok because, if there's a time limit, it just makes for you having to be creative. And like, especially if you were like a student, like when you have to do a presentation or write a paper, it's about being concise and like, yeah, it just helps you be more creative. But no, sadly, Vine went away. It was deemed too toxic. And now we can only use our thoughts to think of flying lizards. Steve, what was the hot rock alternative that week?
Why, it was Radioactive by Imagine Dragons.
Another song that I feel like everyone listened to.
If it were in the post office, there would be a poster for people and there would be a reward, and people would search for it with, maybe guns, and they'd be like, yo, over there. And there'd be those kinds of comments, like ifs or whats or heys.
Steve, what was the number one country song?
It was Wanted by Hunter Hayes.
I mean, that just sounds like a country singer's name, Hunter Hayes.
It does, yeah.
All right, let's just get into it, Steve. We are going to go to Gorgeous Grampa, but I just now realized the main bit that we're supposed to do is listen to our old episodes. So let's just do a couple of clips real quick. We won't do 4 like we usually do. We'll just make sure that the sound quality is crappy. So let's go to the 10-minute mark.
Well, let's hope for the best for the world on that.
That's right.
Front.
Let's get on to the box office.
Yes, let's hit up the charts.
The number one movie of the week was your favorite movie, Jack the Giant Slayer.
Oh, yes. That movie with Ewan McGregor, maybe?
That's right. It made a whopping $27 million.
Hey, we already talked about that.
Yeah.
Let's continue. Let's go a little bit faster here. Let's go to 22 minutes.
I'll read with you.
Okay.
I mean, from memory, I remember them all. I memorized them.
Me too.
All right, what's the first one?
Swamp Huffers.
I think the next one was American Tattoo Burner Offers.
And then I think it was the Autopsy Wars.
Cockroach Intervention.
Wheelchair Thieves of Beverly Hills.
Porn Hoarders.
One Big Happy Hobo Taxidermy Family.
Roadkill Cook-Off.
Everglades Gay Wedding Chapel.
Cough Syrup Bandits.
American Junk Piercers.
Skunk People.
Tiny Horses, Tiny Glue Factory.
Toddlers and Tarantulas.
Meth Boss.
Crocodile Matchmaker.
Porn Hoarders, Texas.
And Storage Battles.
I think we might bring those TV shows up again later.
I think you might be right.
But the audio quality, yeah, we know it's crap.
When I was a kid, I was like 4 or 5. I was at a fast food place with my dad, and I don't know which wrestler it was, but there was a local wrestler that I recognized, and he was also a heel, a bad guy. And I guess I was really scared, and so I hid behind my dad's leg. But then I mustered up all my courage, and I ran up to him, and I stamped him on the foot, and then I ran away.
Steve, I don't think you're going to bring up that story at the.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Mark. Yeah. Well, only our listeners who listened originally will know that you stamped on a wrestler's leg.
When I was like 4.
All right, now can we get on with the show?
I'll allow it.
All right. So when Grampa's former life as a pro wrestler comes to light, Mr. Burns convinces him to stage a comeback. Meanwhile, Bart starts adopting some of Grampa's character's bad habits. All right, let's go rewatch this episode for the second and hopefully final time.
Yes.
We'll be right back. Back. Today we are talking about Gorgeous Grampa. It's the 14th episode of the 24th season. It's episode 522 in the show's run. Original air date, March 3rd, 2013. Nerd code is RABF05. Written by Matt Selman. Directed by Chuck Sheetz. Showrunner, Matt Selman and Al Jean.
Okay, Matt Selman. He's the current showrunner of the show. He joined the staff in season 9. And he's been a story editor, a producer, and a writer. She's written 30 episodes so far of the show, and we've talked about 17 of them. Most recently, we revisited Trilogy of Error, Simpsons Tall Tales, 8 Misbehavin', The Beloved Behind the Laughter. He contributed to that. Jaws Wired Shut. Those are some of the good ones. And then also, there's The Great Fatsby Part 2. There's the controversial That 90s Show, Bart Gets a Z, Flamin' Mo, The Day the Earth Stood Cool. And, he also did, in the current age, Treehouse of Horror 35, Treehouse of Horror 33, among others.
Wow, Matty Selman. He's up there with a longtime writer, but there is always the controversy of the Matt Selman showrun years. That's when Simpsons fans saw the tonal change of jerk-ass Homer and just wacky cartoony adventures and not really grounded in reality type episodes.
It is kind of funny to think about how, in my head, he's still a new writer, but he's been with this company for over 20 years now.
Well, isn't he the current showrunner?
Yeah, but like he's been writing for the staff since 1998, so that's like quite a while.
Oh, I was thinking of Mike Scully was the showrunner back in the not Selman. I always get they have the same letters.
MS, yeah.
Yeah, they both have MS.
Maggie Simpson. Face shot, Mr. Burns.
Matt Screening.
Mart Simpson.
You mean Marge Simpson?
Oh, that's right. That's what it is.
Misa Simpson.
Oh, no.
Wait a minute. Is this it? No, right. Never mind, Steve.
We'll get there.
Are you starring on my wars? Yeah, look, everyone's got hits. Everyone's got misses. I still think, like, They Saved Lisa's Brain is a great season 10 episode.
Great episode, yeah.
Maybe that should have been the season finale of season 10 instead of 30 Minutes Over Tokyo. If you know what that means, then I suppose you're not a Patreon member. So sign up today, patreon.com/AnnoyedGrumpBoys. Natural Born Kissers, I think that's a fun episode, right?
It is, yeah.
Bible stories is still something that I think I've grown to like over the years. But
yeah,
again, it's something for another podcast, which is our Patreon podcast. Yeah, I'm looking forward to some that we haven't reviewed. There's just a few left, but we've really gone through Selman. So should we just get on with this week's episode, Steve, with a couch gag? It is the Homer Shake. I mean, it's based off of the most popular song of this time period.
Yes, the Harlem Shake. But unfortunately, we don't get to see it because it is based on that popular song. And so because of title rights, they pulled it from Disney Plus and from international viewings. But you can see the full 37-second version of it on YouTube. Basically, Homer singing is heard over a video of Maggie dancing while he's wearing a helmet. And then the rest of the family sitting on the couch, oblivious to Maggie. And then after a while, the family joins in like the Harlem Shake.
Steve, I'll let you know it is on this because the copy that I watched contains it, Steve. It's not. I did not watch it from Disney. Put your face towards the view screen, and I'll just let you watch it.
All right.
There you go. See, was that exciting or what?
That was pretty fun, yeah.
It may or may not be our intro song for this week. We should already know because we already did the intro.
So you know, listener.
Well, Steve, we will just begin the episode, and it begins, like every episode, with Lisa reading upon currents in modern fractions. So Homer walks in, shocked that Lisa would have her nose buried in a book, whereas there's so much great stuff on TV. Lisa agrees that television is undergoing a golden age of well-written, brilliantly acted shows, but Homer feels that writing is for bathroom walls and acting is for getting out of DUIs. In Homer's opinion, TV solely exists for reality shows about white trash scuzzbags doing subhuman, made-up jobs. Homer flips through some of the channels to check out these shows.
Such as Swamp Huffers,
American Tattoo Burner Offers,
Autopsy Wars,
Cockroach Intervention,
Wheelchair Thieves of Beverly Hills,
Porn Hoarders,
One Big Happy Hobo Taxidermy Family,
Roadkill Cook-Off,
Everglades Gay Wedding Chapel,
American Junk Piercers,
Tiny Horses, Tiny Glue Factory,
Toddlers and Tarantulas,
Meth Boss,
Crocodile Matchmaker. All right, Steve, which one are you watching?
I think I want to watch Tiny Horses, Tiny Glue Factory.
I'm doing American Junk Piercers.
Yeah. I think Lisa was kind of curious about the Everglades Gay Wedding Chapel, so that could be good too.
Yeah. I mean, Toddlers and Tarantulas sounds great. Meth Boss is just, Breaking Bad. It is funny that this time of these reality-based shows, 2013, but it still exists.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure if you go to like a car wash or like a bar in 2 p.m, there's like an idle TV. There's probably a marathon of some of th's shows.
Oh, if I'm I like the mechanic and they have the TV on, it's always on like not even like Travel Channel or Food Network. It's on it's always like Tiny Homes Nation or some sort of Pawn Stars or all that stuff. I've never just sat down and watched any of those. We did watch on Pluto recently a couple episodes of British Celebrity Antique Roadshow.
Interesting.
And that was quite charming.
That does sound charming. I am a fan of Antique Roadshow.
And it's like they have like a certain amount of money that they're supposed to spend. and of course them haggling with the pawn or the antique people. But everything British is usually just like nice.
Yeah, I am a fan of the Bake Off when it's not, weirdly problematic.
I've never seen the like American or any other. I've only seen British Bake Off. I haven't seen any of the
It's
other.
the one to watch. The American it's fine, but it's not great.
I still want to watch. This could be for Patreon, but there is supposed to be there was like a British version of Cheers that lasted like a season, I think. Yeah.
Interesting.
And I don't know if it's new or old. I just remember reading about it. Like, I think it's a new show.
Huh.
I'm going to have to look this up. I'm not going to look it up now, but I think there is, like we've talked about, like there's a British version of The Office. Did you know that?
Really? It's probably based on the Indian one then.
No, it's based off of the Argentinian one.
That makes sense.
But I have been curious to watch like the other offices, like I'm joking about the UK, of course, but like the Australia version is supposed to be really crappy and like the Iraq one. I think there's a Saudi Arabia one. I'd be very curious to see that. I just don't know how they treat women. We're fed. I mean, I don't want to get into it. This is not a political podcast, but
that's right.
I just feel if like they have like a Saudi Arabia one, like is every woman in. No, I don't want to talk about it. Let's just continue the show, Steve.
All right. So, attracted by the bluesy jail music and the sight of a padlock being broken by a pair of bolt cutters, Homer lands on storage battles in which an abandoned storage lockers are opened up and expert bidders vie to find the potential amazing treasures within, such as, perhaps, a giant Rolex watch, a signed Michael Jordan jersey, or an Egyptian sarcophagus.
Homer allows the show to give him one marathon to garner his attention. And a mere 48 episodes later, he is hooked. Surrounded by pizza boxes and empty beer cans, Homer watches a pro bidder, CJ, get a good feeling about a certain unit.
I've got a good feeling about a certain unit myself.
Homer cheers on CJ, noting that his unit feeling abilities are far superior than those of Bubba, Debbie, Downer, and anyone else.
So among the junk in the storage unit, such as family photo albums, home movies, kid drawings, and the ashes of some nobody, CJ discovers something secured in bubble wrap. And as everyone knows, if there's wrap, it ain't crap. The non-crap turns out to be antique bayonets from World War I, the Spanish-American War, and even Crimea, baby.
You know that these Storage War shows, they pad these they put stuff in the lockers, like they'll buy it, and then they'll put in like valuable things, because most storage units are just full of junk.
I think they allude to that later on, but yeah. Storage locker, not how weird the concept of auctions are. Like, just, if you had to explain to an alien, like, okay, there's stuff, and rather than setting a price, you set the lowest price that nobody would actually accept, and then a fast-talking guy goes through and speaks quickly while people raise placards with numbers on them to say that they want to pay a little bit more, but not the full price. It's a bananas concept.
I am the alien. What is a banana?
Oh, it's you have to go to Reddit to see how it compares to other things in size, but it's a delicious fruit.
I would ask what a Reddit is, but I'm an alien. We invented the Reddit.
Oh, so I can ask you anything.
Find me on NSFW.
Bring back Narwhal. Like, whatever Reddit app you have now, it sucks.
Anyway, Steve, wearing his Jay Guevara tank top, that's Jay Leno's face over Chase, CJ visits a pro bayonet appraiser to see what his discovery is worth. CJ is delighted to learn that he could get $500 for the blades, but not as delighted as Homer, who receives a rush of serotonin from the reality show on his television set.
So Homer rushes to Marge, who is finding her own joy folding the toilet paper roll in a decorative manner. He asks for a high five, but before she can find out what it's for, Homer declares that they're going to get wealthy off the poor, the forgetful, and the dead.
That describes Jerry Garcia in one sentence. R.I.P.
I think he's probably pretty rich. They put their face on anything.
That's true. and we haven't forgot Jerry Garcia.
Yeah. He did forget his finger somewhere, though.
So there's an auction over at Storage Locker Unit, and the Simpsons join several Springfieldians looking to bid, such as Chalmers, Willie, Sea Captain, and John Schwartzwelder.
Yeah, he's over there.
All right. Mo is there too, feeling optimistic about the what he may find in the abandoned units, hoping to find a solid gold bar of silver. Or Picasso's TV. Apu vows to be the one to watch Picasso's TV that evening, And then two men begin to shove each other, noticing that Springfield is full of POs, predatory opportunists. Homer dons his game shades. Willie, Captain McAllister, Frink, Otto, and Crazy Cat Lady all put on sunglasses as well. After a nudge from Homer, Marge and the kids follow suit. Now, did Picasso actually own a TV? Or...
Oh, yeah, he did, I think.
Well, he would have... I mean, he like 77 or something like that, 76.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. Like, did Picasso actually own a TV? Was he the person that, like, turned on Benny Hill? Or was Benny Hill in the 70s?
Yeah, it was. Did Picasso own a TV? He was not born near a TV.
Well, that solves everything.
Oh, he liked wrestling. His grandson, Bernard Ruiz Picasso, remembers how his grandfather would always ask everyone to be quiet when a wrestling match began.
Huh.
So, yeah.
So, does that mean Picasso was a fan of Gorgeous Grampa?
Maybe. That's very possible.
All right.
Although we don't know who Gorgeous Grandpa is yet, it's just the title of the episode.
Oh, right. Let me, Steve, we've already watched this episode.
Okay, yeah.
This is a redo, remember?
Oh, yeah, I forget our ruses and our lies. That's right, we watched this like 7 years ago. Yeah, I think he knows who Glamorous Godfrey is and is probably a big fan. So the bidding begins at $50, and Duffman takes the lead with an "oh yeah." Apu says thank you, raising it to $100, and Otto chimes in by strumming an electric guitar. Wiggum shoots in the air. Crazy Cat Lady throws a kitty or two. The sea captain offers a yar. With the price now up to $400, Wiggum fires a shotgun this time. Frink shouts, bidding! And Willie blows his bagpipes. Chalmers yells, Skinner! And Stampy trumpets loudly. And Wiggum then fires a bazooka.
1973, that's when Picasso died, so he never got to see the last public hanging in France.
Sad. That would have been a blue period.
And the Benny Hill show ran from 1955 to 1968, so yeah.
How did they pull out 13 years of a drunk British guy doing vaudeville and chasing women in bikinis? Wow, that's amazing.
Maybe I'm looking at this wrong. Actually, this says Benny Hill show from 69 to 89, so maybe there was like specials in between.
Oh.
And it's British TV, so it only had 3 episodes.
Right. That's fair then.
The auctioneer begins to close up his bids at $650, but Homer holds up Lisa, who wails on her saxophone, bidding $1,000. Homer wins the contents of the storage unit, mostly because he offered a price that was nowhere near the current bid. Homer looks to the camera, fans a bunch of dollar bills, and confidently states, in the money game, cash is king. We then see that Homer isn't actually looking into a camera, but just performing for no one. So with the help of bolt cutters and a harmonica, Homer opens his newly won locker. But Marge is doubtful about what's inside.
We spent $1,000 on a bunch of old boxes?
You won't be laughing when these boxes are full of priceless treasures.
I wasn't laughing. I was being worried.
They're boas.
One's full of hand mirrors.
I've got perfume spritzers.
Makeup and baby oil.
Tights? Robes? Oh, this stupid locker must have belonged to some old lady.
Property of Abraham J. Simpson? This is Grandpa's stuff.
Why would my man-dad have lady stuff?
It's not all lady stuff. Look at all these fitness publications.
Beefcake mags.
I think your dad might be gay.
Oh, that's insane. My dad was married to a woman who left him because he ignored her needs for decades. Oh, my gay dad is gay for gays.
So those beefcake mags, in case you want to subscribe, are clench, thrust, squat, thighs, and heave.
I think I would subscribe to heave.
Yeah, I was going to go heave or thrust.
I don't know. It's just like the automatic thing.
To buy beefcake mags?
No, it's just such gay panic.
Oh, yeah. I think that they probably thought they were pretty clever, like, creating this, like, illusion, because they keep it up for a little while about how Abe is gay. And, yeah, it is kind of silly with the boas and just so over-the-top stereotypical.
Yeah, I would just like it if I don't know. I'm just trying to think like if it was a shock of like your parent came out, and I would be shocked, but I'd be like, all right, whatever makes you happy. I'm going back to doing whatever I was doing.
I do have to say that there is like precedent for like the Simpsons being open-minded and then not so much. Like I think about when Selma was going to get married to the golfer, and it turns out that she was really a man. And that seems like kind of a cop-out, too.
Don't say cop-out, too, in front of Kevin Smith.
No. Unless I can say it to any movie studio, and they'll say no. So we're safe.
Yeah, then, of course, the famous one with Homer's phobia. And that one is the episode that is about gay panic and how silly it is.
Which is coincidentally the earliest episode tackling homosexuality. So
right. The term tackling homosexuality just doesn't seem like it should be a thing, Steve. Like, I know what you were saying, but I'm not trying to
I know
make
you
like
mean
a bad guy, but it's just like
it does sound like a self-help book for like a Christian bookstore.
It's like on Fox News this night, we're going to tackle homosexuality and how do we get rid of it in this white Christian nation of ours?
Yeah. Why can't everybody just go to a state fair and be happy? Anyway, in bed that night, Homer plays the harmonica sadly while he considers a wig he found in his father's belongings. But Marge is more enthusiastic, calling old gay men adorable, like wrinkle dogs in a wrinkle dog calendar. Marge thinks that Abe has repressed his true self for so long that he may not be aware of the progress that has been made over the years. And she notes that there's even a gay float at the last year's Pride Parade.
Homer wonders if they can help his father find out who he truly is. Abe won't be so angry and may even find happiness. Minus the hap, right? It's dumb. Here I am being part of the problem. Homer's enlightened empathy turns Marge on, and they kiss passionately. And in his sexiest voice, Homer states that gay rights are human rights, baby.
So true. At the Springfield Retirement Castle, the family pays a respectful visit to Grandpa, with Homer in a rainbow flag tank top, Bart and Lisa wearing I Heart My Gay Grandpa shirts, and Maggie holding up a balloon with the double male symbol of Mars, celebrating gay pride, particularly in men. Bart asks Marge if she's trying to look cool with her performative acceptance, but she thinks that's silly. She then mutters to herself how this will top Helen Lovejoy, who constantly brags about her transgender cousin.
And we're like at that time when, as a nation, I think we were more accepting of, gay marriage and gay rights. And so it's like what Marge's saying is like, well, I have a gay friend and I'm showing them off. It's almost like an accessory.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a white liberal buttoning and like just showing off like how cool you are.
So Homer and Marge walk into Abe's room where he is working on a tank in a bottle. Marge states that they found his storage locker, and Homer offers support, saying that they know the truth and they love him. Abe snaps at them, saying that the contents of his locker are his own private business, and then kicks them out. So from the other side of the door, Homer begs his father to admit who he really is so he can find new love. Marge yells, "If you don't want to die alone, come out of your room." This results in several other seniors stepping out of the rooms like zombies. But rather than hunger for brains, they seek love. 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 I need to re-record that line for people in zombie movies because they don't use the word zombie.
Okay.
This results in several other seniors stepping out of the rooms like munchers, like walkers, like the undead. All right, is that enough?
I think so. And they seek amor. That's all I know for Latin audiences. Homer, Marge, and the kids run out of the old folks' home and run into Helen Lovejoy, who was on her way to take her cousin, Stan Lorena, to get her hormone shots. And again, like, this is The Simpsons trying, and I think missing, the chance to be progressive rather than poking fun at it. I think that the depiction of Stan Lorena is still a little archaic. But anyway, back in the living room of 742 Evergreen Terrace, Marge tells Homer that Abe wasted his life being married to Mona and having him. So he needs to find a partner before it's too late. And Lisa has an idea.
Why don't you put a personal ad on the internet? That's how young people date these days.
It's weird that you don't consider yourself a young person.
I know. It's weird to me, too.
Help me out of the closet. Wonderful older man seeks life partner before rapidly encroaching death.
No fatties.
How about some fatties?
Fine.
Okay, post this under men seeking men. But with subheading, nothing too serious. Here we go. Casual encounters. Perfect. No pressure. I hope someone saw our ad.
If I can't find my father a man to kiss and cuddle, then I've failed as a son.
Oh, someone's coming.
Are you wrinkled and romantic?
Huh? What the heck are you talking about, Spectacles?
Oh, I've been hung up on someone for years, but I'm trapped in the friend zone. It's time for me to move on.
So move on! You're blocking the ducks!
I think my favorite line of that whole clip is Lisa and Bart being like, "It's weird that, Lisa, you recognize yourself not as young." And she's like, "Yeah, I know."
That's probably one of my favorite lines, too. And the fact that they're literally making a one-night stand ad for Abe.
Good of Waylon to show up.
Yeah, it's always Waylon. I mean, I know, like, well, this time, have we established Grady and Julio? Julio, definitely.
And, I mean, I guess it makes sense, though, because, Waylon does have a type. He likes his gentleman a little bit older, so it makes sense.
Does it stem from the fact that his father died when he was young, so he's always looking for an older man to comfort?
Could be.
Sorry, I'm very, very Freud here.
That makes sense, though.
Steve, it's time for you to be young.
But then Waylon won't date me.
We're older than Waylon Smithers now, aren't we?
Probably, yeah. He's probably like 36?
Yeah, we don't have an age really on him, do we?
No, but I always assume like mid-30s.
He was like a young black man that decided to get a race change.
Or maybe he had vitiligo. Maybe it wasn't a choice.
You're right. So as Abe is sitting on the park bench, Marge leaps out asking if he wants to finally be happy. She invites him to say who he really is. A wonderful gay man. Abe is shocked and confused, sternly stating that he doesn't ride saddle-side, adding that he's as straight as a submarine. Homer throws the blonde wig on Abe's head just as Monty walks up with the hound, surprised to find Smithers at a casual encounter park.
I like that there's a park dedicated to casual encounters. I mean, it's smart. It just makes sense because it's going to happen there anyway, so why not?
In New York, it's called Central Park.
That's true. There are a lot of casual encounters there. Burns then sees Grandpa wearing the wig and recognizes him as someone else, Glamorous Godfrey. As Monty explains, Glamorous Godfrey was the most famous wrestler in the world, and Abe was he. Monty takes the Simpsons to his mansion, where one of his many rooms is filled with headlines, photos, trunks, belts, and other wrestling crap, all dedicated to that Glamorous Godfrey.
It's weird that, he didn't know Abe was Glamorous Godfrey this longest time. I mean, they fought in the war together, and they're fighting hellfish.
And he's really just wearing a wig.
Steve, if you put a wig on, do you think I would recognize you?
Probably not.
I mean, especially if you take off your glasses, you look like Superman.
Wearing a wig.
So when Abe goes up to his wrestling persona, Marge begins to weep. Homer asks her why she's crying, and she replies that she really just wanted Grandpa to be gay. Abe shares that on VE Day, he kissed a man by mistake, and Marge replies with a solemn, "Thank you." Learning that his father was a world-famous wrestler, Homer demands that he spill word beans. So Abe flashes back, all the way back to the middle of the 20th century.
Oh, all right, I'll tell you. It was the 1950s. Oh, those things. It was the heyday of pro wrestling. You could make good money if you were the manly mixture of strong and fat we called beefy. Good guys were called baby faces. And bad guys were called heels. I was the king of the heels. Glamorous Godfrey. How dare he?
That was drinking milk.
My motto was always cheat. But the thing that really drove them crazy was my vanity. You are the luckiest people in the world. You get to look at me.
Grandpa, you were the original bad boy.
Yeah, I was boastful before all your football showboaters, rap musicers, and TV beach Italians. But there was a downside to being hated. Being hated.
Would you be a heel?
I mean, it seems like more fun, yeah.
100%.
Like, even Hulk Hogan became a heel in the 90s.
And especially when he went out of wrestling and then to supporting politicians.
Yeah, and, the thing that brought down that website where he ate too much food and used the N-word before making a sex tape of his best friend, or with his best friend's wife, rather.
Bubba the Love Sponge.
Thank you.
Respect.
Yes.
Respect is due.
Of course.
I mean, Bubba also offered up his wife to Howard Stern, but Howard declined the offer.
Wow, that's good.
Well, see, this was during the time in the beginning, the early stages of Howard Stern on Sirius Satellite, he had a whole other radio people that did the afternoon. So Bubba the Love Sponge was one of the guys that he hired. And so he would come on, they would just talk about him and Hulk Hogan, and Bubba was a big guy. He could be but at the time, big guy, with the wife he married at the time, they're not married anymore, but she was just your typical type of Barbie-esque girl,
Mm-hmm.
The tan and the tits, that's sort of the fakeness of it.
Sure.
And yeah, he just, I guess, they swingers maybe is a term. I don't know. But yeah, so he offered up. And so it wasn't it was consensual.
That's something I just, I don't know.
I think he was just pissed that the video was leaked.
Yeah.
But I think Bubba and I don't know if they ended on good terms. But anyway, so yeah, I listened to all that saga back in the early 2000s, probably around this time period.
I just think that Hulk Hogan, not a political podcast, is the perfect personification of America, though, because in the 80s, everybody just thought he was the most attractive, desirable person. Not attractive, but he was in the 80s, he was a hero. He was beloved. And then in the 90s, he got a little high on his own supply and he had an ego, but still people liked him. And then we just kind of, as, the 2000s and modern day happened, may he rest in peace or whatever. He became kind of, what he really is and what America really is. Just some dumb white trash guy.
Yeah.
Who isn't attractive and is just awful.
I don't think, did women were attracted to Hulk Hogan? I don't think they were.
If my mom were still alive, she would have other words to say. Yeah.
Okay.
Wrestling was a very big deal in our household because of him.
Hulk Hogan. Are you sure you're not thinking of Macho Man Randy Savage?
Nope. It's 100% Hulk Hogan. Not even Ric Flair, who Glamorous Godfrey is loosely based on.
My dad liked Ric Flair.
Woo! That's what you'd say. Woo. He's a half a homer.
Yeah, wrestling was popular in our household, too, as kids in the 80s. I mean, it was pretty popular back then. I mean, it's still popular now.
Yeah, I had a phase of it. I remember I had the thumb wrestlers, where you'd stick your thumb up the action figure's butt, and then you'd thumb wrestle yourself because you didn't have any friends.
Right. You would play your battleship with your thumb wrestling.
Mm-hmm. You sung by Jake the Snake Roberts.
But I do like the the throwing of the milk and the milkman in the audience. It's pretty good. But yeah, wrestling has always been popular. I don't think there's ever really been a decline. It's just it's much like Saturday Night Live. You watch SNL as a kid and then you grow out of it. Obviously we don't because we still watch it, but most people do, I think.
Yeah.
I think wrestling's that same way. I couldn't name, anyone currently.
No, and I think that there is more independent wrestling now as well. AEW is a thing, and here in Portland we have several smaller venues that have wrestling every weekend that people go crazy for. And so yeah, I think it's not my cup of tea, but if you like it, there's plenty of choices out there for you.
And doesn't AEW kind of support they're trying not to make it seem like quote unquote white trash or rednecky? They're trying to get inclusivity is the key there.
Yeah, I think for a long time, WWF and then WWE was always kind of a little Republican coded just because of Vince McMahon and the McMahon family, who now run the Department of Education inexplicably until it's gone. Not a political podcast, but yeah, I think AEW is trying to change that persona because it is just it's performance art in its purest form is what it is.
Yeah, it's a play.
Yeah. So the crowd's booed as he left the ring, enjoying soup at dinner, and even at church, where the priest threw the blood of Christ in his face. Then at a parade, army vets threw their medals and awards at Abe in anger, crushing his spirit. Deciding that being despised was no way to live, Abe boxed up all of his wrestling gear into a storage locker and put that life behind him.
With an angry pshaw, Monty butts in, and the two old men have a pshaw off. Marge tells Homer to do something, and he covers Abe's mouth, allowing Monty to speak. While the rest of the world may have hated Glamorous Godfrey, Monty found a hero in that conceited mother puncher. Burns offers Grampa dinner in hopes of hearing a few tales of the professional grappling's golden age.
So Abe responds that he spent the past 5 decades trying to forget about that era of his life, but Bart is also eager to hear about old-time wrestling as well. So, not wanting to let down his grandson, Abe agrees to a date with Burns and Bart. Homer questions whether he should allow the two men who ruined his past and his present to hang out with the kid who is sure to ruin his future, but when Bart offers his dessert, Homer asks that his son text the choices.
At the Coot Society, Burns is in disbelief that he's dining with Glamorous Godfrey himself, and of course Bart. He asks Abe to recount the Fury of Fjords, where Abe fought Swedish Olaf Johansson. The Scandinavian He-Man complains to the ref about Godfrey getting a beauty treatment mid-match. But then Abe uses a shower cap to cover his opponent's face, knocking him out.
Monty would give anything to see one more match with Glamorous Godfrey, but Abe is hesitant to throw his wig back in the ring and become a villain once more. Abe thinks that there is nothing worse than being hated, but Monty begs to differ. He feels that being hated is the greatest feeling in the world.
So we get a classic Simpsons song and dance number here. Burns breaks into that song and dance and sings about chasing women, booze, cocaine, and Mary Jane were never his bag. Rather, he gets drunk on booze, and then clarifies that he means B-O-O-S, not Z-E, as previously mentioned. Burns then swipes the cane of an old man and continues to croon about finding the good and the bad and enjoy being loathed. Sure, the crowd may be full of gentlemen, but they pay to see the cad. Once one wears black, then they never go back. So he then lists off some of his favorite baddies, continuing this song and dance number.
Chucky, Stalin, Megatron, Eric Cartman, Donkey Kong, Vader, Nader, Simon Legree, Terminators 1, 2, and 3, Iago, Joker, Voldemort, McEnroe on center court, Mr. Burns and Skeletor, keep your good guys, what a snore. When it's your head they wanna sever, and your blood they wanna shed. You know you're gonna live forever if everybody wants you dead. So listen up, because I'm giving the best advice you'll ever know. So feel the thrill, I know you will. It's a high to be low.
I'll feel like I'll live forever as long as everybody wants me dead. Okay, Burns, Glamorous Godfrey will wrestle again.
That cocaine I ordered is taking forever.
We need to go to the Coot Society and order some cocaine.
I don't know. I hear it takes forever to get your nose candy.
I'm sure the waiters are, or the kitchen staff too. The head chef is definitely trying the samples for quality control, I'm sure.
It slipped and it fell on my nose. I'll get you a new order, sir.
I don't enjoy it. I just like the smell.
See, let's go through the villains real quick. We had Chucky, of course. That's from Child's Play.
We had Joseph Stalin from Life.
Megatron from Life, or the Transformers.
Right. Eric Cartman from South Park.
Donkey Kong.
Darth Vader, who we may talk about in the near future.
Ralph Nader, who is related to Darth Vader. Vader.
They both like seatbelts. Simon Legree from The Cruel Slave Owner, of course, from Uncle Tom's Cabin.
Wait. He was the bad guy? I need to reread that book.
It's a funny joke.
I named my first-born child Simon Legree.
People just think you're a Duran Duran fan who's a little confused.
Yeah. Anyways, Terminators 1, 2, and 3.
Iago from the Aladdin series. Oh, and Othello.
And Iago, the parrot, becomes a good guy in part 2.
And in the animated series.
That's right. The Joker, which I believe is someone named Batman's villain?
Ah, yes. Lord Voldemort, from another evil person.
Now, your mom loved Hulk Hogan, but this guy was probably who my mom liked in the 80s, and that's John McEnroe, tennis player.
Yes, yeah, I could see that. He was quite the heartthrob.
I think I had like a John McEnroe poster in my wall as a kid. I'm like, I don't know why that's there.
Because your dad wouldn't allow it in your bedroom.
I think so. You're right. I'm like, Mom, why are you sleeping in here tonight? Why do I have to sleep on the couch?
Jeez. And of course, when I had my bedroom, Skeletor.
I just remember like my Skeletor doll. Sorry, action figure. I think I used to like, speaking of tennis, my parents would go play tennis a lot, and it was like at like a high school, and so I would play in the long jump, like the sand traps.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I did find a lot of dog poop, but I remember like, because remember how like the He-Man toys, like you could take their arms off and put the arms on different figures?
Yeah.
I remember like I took Skeletor's arm off and I buried him in the sand, but then I couldn't find him. So like my Skeletor like had like one arm the rest of his life.
Oh, that's a bummer.
I know. I still don't know what happened to all my He-Man toys. I think my dad donated them.
Yeah, I wish I could get mine back too, because they were great. They're fun.
I think like your basic He-Man toys, I mean like the He-Man and Skeletor are cool and all, but it's always about the other.
Oh yeah, the outliers, like with the weird features. Like they had a whole thing with snakes, and one was basically just a spray bottle, but it looked like a snake. So you'd like fill his torso with water, and then you'd spritz his head. That was fun.
Yeah, that wasn't Stinkor, right? There was
also Stinkor.
Yeah, I loved Moss Man because I liked the way he smelled. Trapjaw was really cool.
Yeah, there was a furry wolf guy who was a bad guy. I don't remember his name, but he was fun too.
Beastman?
No, it wasn't Beastman, but that was another kind of guy.
I don't know why they just don't like make a Masters of the Universe like live action movie with like the toys come to life.
Yeah, they really should do that. It's a good idea.
Yeah. And get Jared Leto to play Skeletor.
Yeah, and Alison Brie can be in there too.
Well, I mean, she can be in anything she wants to be if she puts her heart to it, Steve.
That's right.
And mind. But then, and also joke, he does say Mr. Burns himself, which is a very funny part in the song.
I do want to go back to an opportunity that I think they missed when, I don't know, maybe it's clunky, maybe not, but when Burns is talking about how he's not into booze, but he's into BOOS, booze, I feel like there's potential there for a Boo Earns situation.
I see where you're going with that.
But also it could be a little clunky, so maybe not.
Right.
Outside of the venue, several seniors are lined up to see the Golden Age of Wrestling, presented by C. Montgomery Burns. The Simpsons are lined up as well, and Bart is eager to see his grandpa kick some ass. After years of pretending to be boring, Bart is ready to watch Grandpa go straight up psycho, though Marge swears that Abe is not psycho, and the only thing he straight up is loving Bart.
Lisa reads through a pamphlet to see some of the other fighters, such as Gorilla Joe, Gorilla Sam, Gorilla Pete, and Ook and Eek, the Gorilla Twins. She wonders where Burns dug up all those old wrestlers, but as Homer remarks, it seems that old folks' homes are full of people that used to be things.
Huh. So, taking the mic in the center of the squared ring, Monty welcomes the audience of the hot night of senior on senior action. That action includes one aged wrestler falling asleep while in a chokehold, only to have the choker also tripped out. And so the ref intervenes, but he also goes to Sleepyland. The crowd cheers while a vendor offers folding chairs, chanting that you can't hit somebody when they aren't looking without folding chairs. And so intrigued, Bart gets one.
He must have learned to grab one when he was in Tokyo and saw his dad fight a sumo wrestler.
Ooh, yes. Check our Patreon to find out what the hell Craig's talking about.
So it's time for the main event. Babyface Palooka versus America's original Vainglorious Bastard, Glamorous Godfrey. So the crowd erupts in boos. No, Bruce Springsteen's not in the room, Steve.
No.
It's actually Hank Azaria in his Bruce Springsteen cover band. Do you think people say Hank in his Bruce Springsteen cover band?
Yeah, I think so.
Hank.
Or his character from Godzilla 99.
So as Abe Godfrey leaving the couch, walking on rose petals thrown by his dandy fop minions, Monty whispers into Abe's ear, reminding him that the hatred from the crowd fuels him and makes him feel alive.
So donning an aristocratic accent, Abe tells the audience that they are the luckiest people alive since they get to look at him. He then uses 2 giant puffs to send beauty powder into the crowd. Bart sends his granddaddy encouragement, calling him the prettiest old man in the world.
Lisa asks Bart why he likes bad guys so much, and he retorts by asking Lisa why she still has feelings for Nelson. So then she denies the accusation at first, but seeing him a few seats in front of them taking a bite of ice cream sandwich, then sticking the rest in his t-shirt sleeve, she's smitten. She blurts that he's a rebel, but she can change him.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of like the references of Lisa liking Nelson. It's grown on me.
I think of all the people that Lisa has dated, that one like resonates with me the most just because it makes the least amount of sense, but also makes the most sense. So yeah, I like it when I call that back. Like her dating like Ralph, whatever. But yeah, her dating Nelson is fun.
It's that cliche of the good or smart girl who's into the bad boy, because that's such a cliche thing. You know, it's like when Mallory liked on Family Ties, Nick.
Dude.
But he wasn't like a bad guy. He was just a dumb dude who dressed like he was a bad dude.
Right.
And like the Fonz, he was especially like the Fonz, right? The Fonz, you thought he was like some badass, but he was just like 5'4", like a guy with the heart of gold. Henry Winkler.
He was a 50-year-old Jewish man who had an office and a bathroom stall.
It's really weird to think that like Henry Winkler was the epitome of cool as the Fonz, but like he's a short king is what he is. He's the original short king.
And he has daddy quality for sure. Like,
yeah,
like literally like father quality. Like, I want him to take me fishing and tell me life lessons. And he'd happily do it too.
It's almost like it'd be funny if they remade the Happy Days, but set it in like the early 2000s or the 1990s.
Mm-hmm.
It'd have to be like that time period. And he's the Tom Bosley part.
Yeah.
And then, speaking of short kings, Marcelo Hernandez from SNL, he could be the Fonz.
Hey. Yeah. He wouldn't chew that scenery at all.
Don't give Hollywoodian ideas is what you're trying to tell me.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, stay tuned for our Patreon exclusive recasting, rebooting Happy Days.
Happiest days.
Yeah, because if anyone wants to see a remake of a popular show, it always succeeded. Just look at That 90s Show or Fuller House.
Or That 80s Show.
Well, technically that was a contemporary spinoff at the time, Steve.
Yeah. So back in the ring, Abe sits in a chaise lounge while he is painted like one of those French girls. Babyface has the ref check the rule book, and also learning that dogs can play basketball, he then confronts the artist, giving Abe the time to smash the painting over Palooka's head and then pin him. The crowd is upset at Glamorous Godfrey's victory, throwing dentures, checkerboards, walkers, oxygen tanks, and even a motorized scooter.
Steve, I don't think they mentioned dogs playing basketball.
You know why? Because it's not in the rule book.
Well, why did they put that in the episode? That would have been a funny joke.
I know, right?
Steve, go back in time and tell Mel Selman to do his job.
Okay.
Matt, do better. We as millennials always want an Air Bud reference in every single episode, not just of The Simpsons, but of television.
And hey, you don't have to limit it to the core Air Bud series. You can go to Snow Buddies or any other of the dog playing sports series.
But if you dare put a cat playing sport reference in a movie,
no,
we will disown you. Marge is disappointed that Abe is forced to cheat rather than rely on his natural wrestling talent. She wonders what kind of person would revel in disapproval, though Bart thinks he may be just that kind of person.
So at a Little League game, Bart has Milhouse roll out the red carpet and play Baroque music as he takes to the mound wearing a white tux and top hat over his uniform.
Steve.
Yes?
Do you know how I feel about Baroque music?
How do you feel, Craig?
If it ain't Baroque, don't fix it.
Well said. After Milhouse calls him the prettiest boy in Springfield, Bart emulates Grandpa, reminding the people in the bleachers how lucky they are to see his beauty firsthand.
There's something about that line of Milhouse saying, prettiest boy. Like, could you imagine if you were 10 years old and you went up to like one of your friends, like, you're the prettiest boy in class. You would get your ass kicked.
I think about like when Nelson, in that episode where Lisa dates Nelson and he helps pass the notes that says, guess who likes you? And it's Milhouse with the fingers. Like, yeah, that would result in him in an ambulance.
I remember like my grandmother saying, would at that age, like 10 or 8, 9, 10. But she would ask about my friends who were boys, right? And she'd always say, "How are your boyfriends? Like your boyfriend Steve or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
How's your boyfriend Steve doing?" I'm like, "Yeah, he's great." But like to her, that's like, it's okay when you're a girl and you refer to your girls as girlfriends. That's totally fine, right? But as men, we can't refer to our male friends as our boyfriends. Why can't we?
Well, it's because, the deep-seated homophobia that lives inside of us all, not intentionally, but, just because of society being awful.
So was like Joey Ramone really just singing about like Tommy and
yeah, he dedicated that song to Dee Dee.
And Dee Dee, I want to be your boyfriend. He just wants to be friends with the rest of his bandmates.
Maybe it was a message to Johnny to be like, we don't agree politically, but we can still be pals.
Yeah, I just want to be your boyfriend.
Exactly, yeah. And I'm sure Johnny completely understood that.
Do you think if the Ramones were still alive, that maybe 2 of them would be performing at the 250th America event?
Yeah, I mean, I think, assuming they were all alive, I think Johnny would have done it for his, for his pal, Donnie, who he calls Donnie Trump, or Donnie Ramone, rather. And Dee Dee would do it because he needed the money for drugs.
I was going to say, but Joey would do it because his wife, because this is an alternate universe where he lives, his wife, who's a Fox News correspondent, reporter, Maria Bontaramo, he would have married her by now.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was like in the 90s, a lot of people had crushes on the MTV Kennedy. And she's also a garbage Republican person, not a political podcast.
Like Kennedy is?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you know who I like? I like Martha Quinn. Is she okay?
I think she's okay, yeah. But Kennedy is like I don't know if she still is, but she was a longtime Fox News correspondent.
You know what's weird is Kennedy on MTV, her rival on VH1 was Lincoln.
Wow. And Lincoln was famously a Democrat, she was.
Yeah.
But her secretary was Lincoln. Or Kennedy, yeah.
Do we have to explain that? So Joey Ramone, real quick.
Okay.
I feel like we're just doing like an inside joke, but Joey Ramone had a solo album released like the year he died, and it was this kind of like farewell album. Like his little last song was a cover of "What a Wonderful World" because he knew he was dying of cancer.
Mm-hmm.
But he had wrote a song about Maria Bontaramo. Am I saying
Bartolomeo?
Right?
I think it's more like Bartolomeo.
Bartolomeo, and it's probably because during his cancer cancer treatment, like getting chemo, it was probably always like Fox News was on it. And so we saw her and like developed a crush on her.
At the time, she was not as political. She's mostly a financial analyst.
Smoke show. Oh.
And that too. But yeah, like, I think that she has like traditional looks that I think if you were a punk rocker of a certain age, you would find attractive. And she, at the time, early 2000s, I think that you would see her like talk next to Jim Cramer or whoever other like economists talking about what stocks to buy. It wasn't as political as she is now.
Yeah, Jim Cramer, Scott Seinfeld, Billy Costanza.
Yeah.
And Ghislaine Bennis.
Although if we're casting the movie, Dreyfus is not a bad choice. Note to self. She can do a British accent. Why not? Okay.
Oh, yeah, we're at a baseball game. I forgot. Much to the distaste of the crowd, Bart bunts the ball, trips the ump, and sprays baby powder into the first baseman. Kirk wants Homer to tell Bart to quit his showboating, and as Sideshow Mel chimes in saying that he's never seen anyone with such high self-regard, and he worked with Bob Balaban.
Oof.
Now, Bob Balaban, Time's sexiest person of the year. I know he's going to get it one of these years.
I think 2027 is his year. Yeah. Any day now. I think every year that he gets older, it increases with age.
Has Bob Balaban ever, gave a shitty performance? I don't think he has.
No, he's delightful in everything, no matter how big or how small. Like, I think about Ghost World. He doesn't give a big part in that, but he's so good in it. Or Waiting for Guffman.
Yeah, well, all the Chris Guest stuff. But there was something I was watching recently, like an older movie, and he was, third billing, and I'm like, I totally forgot he was in this movie. God, what the fuck was that? Oh, he was also narrator on The Simpsons. for one episode, and that was season 32, episode 11, The Dad Feelings Limited. I don't think did we review that episode?
We haven't, I don't think.
Well, there you go. Bob Balaban is part of the Simpsons verse. I'm glad to know that. The movie I recently watched had Bob Balaban in it. Oh, it's Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, I totally forgot he was in this movie. So there you go.
It's also funny that he played a TV exec in Seinfeld, but also played Warren Littlefield, a real TV exec in The Late Shift, the film about the Leno-Letterman saga.
Which you could watch on HBO Go Max.
That's right. So Bart eats up the hatred. As he does, an ad pops up for Storage Battles Tahoe, which has its own unique collection of bidders, such as the Hellraiser, the Charmer, Mr. Business, and the Gambler. Back at home, Marge and Homer aren't impressed with Bart's new crude, rude attitude.
Your behavior at that game was unacceptable. You're lucky they gave you your participant trophy.
I got one just for watching the game.
Listen, getting people riled up is what heels do.
Heel? Oh, no. Tell me you're not trying to be like Grandpa.
Well, sure I am. I always thought Grandpa was lame, but he's really awesome.
Your grandfather is super lame. I mean, if he wasn't a terrible father, what's my excuse for this?
I know your grandpa seems exciting now, but all that preening and cheating, those turnbuckle antics are not going to make him happy.
The way Homer just drinks the box wine is stabbing at it and just
shotgunning it.
without even taking a sip. That just like gave me heartburn watching that scene.
Because he does down like 6 bottles of wine. Because most boxes of wine are what, like 3 bottles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The parody looks like it's more like the Franzia, which I've never had that, which is like the original box wine, but never had that. Because I equate that to some, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what I equate that to.
I mean, it's basically cooking wine.
Yeah. Because my parents never like bought that kind of stuff. They were classier. My dad bought Coors Light.
Ooh, yeah.
But the participation trophy, it's very funny.
Yeah.
So in Burns' office, he and Abe enjoy a fresh shave. Abe can't remember the last time he was so happy. Just then, Homer bursts in, calling Abe a grandson-ruining fiend. He then holds up a tablet to show a video of Bart at a show and tell, hitting Martin Prince's robot chum, CHUM, with a folding chair. So the android cries out in pain as Bart jumps on him. Is that a robot from the Star Wars universe? Because it has pain, like robots in Star Wars,
They feel pain, and they also sometimes say which is weird.
This is not an episode of Are You Starring on My Wars, by the way.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I'll move along. So Monty asks who shot the classroom video, but Homer replies that it's found footage, and Monty does make a good point. Like, we're filming these children. Abe thinks that the family could do with another winner like him, but Homer argues that it isn't winning, but rather cheating at a fake sport. Burns takes offense at this, saying that if professional wrestling were truly fake, it would make every fan in the history of the sport look like a complete and utter moron. And as he says this, he looks directly at us, the audience.
I turned my head when you said that, because he was looking behind me, I'm assuming.
Yeah, so your daughter was standing behind you, and so he called her an idiot and a moron.
Why would my daughter be standing behind me?
I don't know. She supports you emotionally.
But a wall's behind me when I watch TV.
She also lives in between the walls.
So Burns goes on to say that he's always had a keen eye for tiny talent and suggests Abe and Bart tag team up. Abe notes that Bart isn't beefy, but he is infuriating, which can't be taught. So Homer puts his foot down, stating that as Abe's inattentive son and as Burns' incompetent employee, he forbids Bart from becoming an old-timey wrestler.
He then stands outside a marquee for Glamorous Godfrey and Beautiful Bart, wondering why everything he forbids happens. And then shotguns another box of wine. So in the dressing room, Bart and Abe run down the routine when Marge comes in to share her opinion.
So, Beautiful, you got your moves memorized?
You know it, Glamorous. Eye gouge, ear bite, folding chair, hair pull, face fart, flying face fart, and then I start fighting dirty.
Oh, they're gonna hate you so much. Oh, I get it. You're here to tell the kid he can't wrestle with his grandpa.
matter if Bart is a wrestler, a busboy, or even a stoplight squeegee man, as long as he's a nice person. But if he gets too much attention for acting bad, he might turn bad on the inside.
That's women talk. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to comb out my curls. 1, 2, 3.
You see, because that's something a girl would say, Steve, combing out their curls.
That's true. I do like Marge understanding Bart's potential, saying that he could be, a busboy or a squeegee person, as long as he's a nice guy. That's important.
That's all you want from your kids as a father.
Mm-hmm.
You just want them to be happy. Yeah, you don't, I think we put too much pressure on career and jobs, blah, 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 blah. Everything you've heard before.
Yep, everything's bad anyway, so you might as well enjoy your life.
Yeah. If, you become a squeegeeer and that makes you happy, then do it.
Yes.
If talking about a 38-year-old cartoon makes you happy, probably should see some help.
Yeah, you should probably, re-examine your life and figure out what's important and figure out what the hell are you doing.
So, as Abe and Bart walk to the stage, a fan asks beautiful Bart for an autograph. Bart agrees by blowing them.
Nice.
Oh, sorry, no, blowing a snot rocket into the boys' book of wrestling heroes. I mean, he did get a load of something from Bart.
Sure.
Witnessing this, Abe tells his grandson to leave some of that bad attitude for the ring, though Bart feels that the whole world is now his ring. There's another pop-up ad, this time for storage battles. Myanmar, featuring the treasure hunters, the young gun, the enigma, the business, and the big spender.
Monty introduces one corner, standing for truth and justice, and it's the patriotic Captain Flag and his teammate Half-Mast, who happens to be a little person. So the crowd cheers, and then Burns welcomes their opponents, the first family of foul play, Glamorous Godfrey and beautiful Bart.
As the people boo, Bart hops on the rope, telling them that they all stink. He then uses a super soaker to blast them with French perfume. Steve, do you think it's that same giant jug of French perfume that he gave Marge for her birthday way back in season 1?
I think so, and also I was thinking about that. Do you think that's why Jacques was attracted to her? Because that's the same episode. Maybe that was the whole reason. Maybe it's all Bart's fault that Marge considered infidelity.
And did Bart get that perfume when he was an exchange student over in France?
I assume so, yeah.
All right. It's all connected.
Mm-hmm.
So Marge and Homer share nervous looks as they watch Bart's behavior.
So Abe takes the mic to announce that Glamorous Godfrey is dead. He then replaces his wig and boa for a chin-strap beard and a top hat, declaring that he will now be known as Honest Abe. The crowd is stunned. Abe then gives Bart a torch and pointed crown, announcing him as Laddie Liberty. And Bart isn't quite sure what's happening.
What are you doing?
I ain't a heel no more. I'm a good guy, and you're a babyface.
But what about the cheating?
No more cheating.
And the preening?
No more preening.
But I'm so pretty.
That's for others to say now.
What are you doing, Godfrey? You're a villain, not some bullet-brained rail splitter. Without someone to hate, there's no excitement, no thrill.
I don't care. My grandson's soul is at stake.
How dare you? I wrote a song for you. When am I ever going to use that again? Curse you and this morbidly obese little half-wit.
Oh, they only want to see a good guy fight a bad guy, eh? He's taking on Mean Man Monty. Go get him, Honest Abe.
This is why we go to everything in this town. It always pays off.
Honest Abe, can I pin him?
You know it, Laddie Liberty.
I do like that Lenny and Carl acknowledge that there's a lot of events in Springfield, and they seem to go to all of them.
Do you notice the person that is sitting next to Lenny and Carl is just like some dude in a hoodie? And it's not like a character from Springfield? I feel like, is this like some fan won a contest, and it's like, you get to be animated in The Simpsons?
That's pretty possible, yeah.
Or is it just a Simpsons writer, and they animate or they just threw it in? It's just, you would think that he would be, because if you look to Lenny's right, you got Barfly, Larry, and Moe right there, and even Barney and groundskeeper Willie are back there. But just like sitting next to Carl is just some random dude. They could have been like Lovejoy or Hibbert or anyone. But it's just funny that one animation of some dude. I'm just assuming a contestant one.
I think so, yeah. I think, or maybe some guy was at Moe's, and like Moe was like, "Come on, you guys, let's go to the wrestling match." And so everybody just went to the bar, and he's like, "I got nothing to do, and the bar's empty. Might as well."
And I also like how Burns references that he wrote a song, referencing the song he sang earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't really see that in The Simpsons. Like, when a song is sung, it's not really referenced. Yeah, that's good. So Bart pins Monty, making him and Honest Abe the victors. Hearing the crowd react, Abe thinks those are the damnedest boos he's ever heard. But when Bart tells him that the people are actually cheering, Grampa realizes what he's been missing his whole life. Marge is touched by the sweet scene, and Homer wishes that Grampa were his dad.
Aw. So the credits roll, and because they are white, not yellow, the rule stands, we get some more stuff, and we see Burns and Smithers toss all of their Glamorous Godfrey memorabilia into a storage locker, and another locker being stocked full of priceless treasures from the Storage Battles crew, like you mentioned. Lisa enjoys an ice cream sandwich with Nelson, and Martin walks hand in hand with his bandaged automated pal Chum, and it's also funny that his robot has bandages. So Marge then folds the end of the toilet paper roll before getting railed by an enlightened Homer, while Bart and Abe wrestle in Bart's room covered in drawings featuring Honest Abe and Laddie Liberty. And outside, in the dark void of the treehouse, the folding chair sits, waiting to be used as a weapon, or possibly a chair. And that's our episode.
All right, Steve, a lot to consume and a lot to wrestle over.
Ooh.
I say we take a break, wrestle our thoughts, and then come back.
I think we can pin this one down.
We'll be right back. All right, kids, we're back. Let's wrap up this redo of Gorgeous Grampa. We'll talk about some of our favorite scenes and jokes, give it a review, find out what we're watching next week. But before all of that, we like to find something from this episode that could be made into a gift. And we know by this time in our original record, we weren't handing out gifts. So this time we are going to do it right, Stephen. You're going to get gifts and I'm going to get gifts, I'm assuming.
Yes.
And first and foremost, and last most, you just got to have this shirt, Steve. You need the Che Guevara t-shirt that the CJ guy from the Storage Wars parody.
When you think about it, Che Guevara and Jay Leno have a lot in common because neither one of them ever touched such nitro money.
But, we're not really a Leno fan, so I need to like what's another Che Guevara?
Jay Sherman.
Che Sherman. All right, I like that. Is Michael Che too on the nose?
Fascism stinks.
Oh, that's a perfect shirt. Do you think anyone would get that? We could not sell that on TeePublic. No one would understand that. No one knows who Jay Sherman is.
I would love it, though.
All right, I'm not promising anything, but if I have time in this week, I might make that shirt.
All right.
Because it's not too complex on his shirt, because they just cut out Che Guevara's face. It's still the outline of the, his hat and the facial hair, whatever. It's just a simple image of Jay Leno. So I'm sure there's plenty of simple images of, if not, I'll just use John Lovitz's face.
Yeah.
I was going through some of my dad's stuff and I found some old magazines that they found.
Oh,
and,
hey.
So you get Heave, you get all the Squat, you get a bunch of those old magazines. Clench.
Nice.
Sack is another one that it's a very fun one. It's for those who are into balls.
And who isn't?
You know what? I also talked to the animators of The Simpsons, and a lot of times they put in characters in the background of in the animation cells, and they've retired some. So I personally asked if we can have from the auction ones that you believe, and I believe as well with you, the John Schwartzwelder animatic. You get that one in his
very cool
red polo shirt, and was kind of too small for him because his belly's a little hanging out there. I'm seeing it now. How about a few more gifts, and then you can tell me what I get.
Okay.
We got to go with a tank in a bottle model kit, so you can build little tanks and bottles.
Very nice.
It's like Grandpa does. And then, last but certainly least, I beat up Martin and took Chum. So now you have Chum as your pal.
Wow. Well, thank you, Craig.
Also, I might be going to jail because I assaulted a minor.
Well, I'll have you know, Craig, that I might join you in jail because I beat up Nelson and I got his ice cream sandwich for you.
You cannot win a fight against Nelson.
Okay, fine. I bought it at the Quickie Mart and I lied. But I got you other things too. I got you a box of wine that you can shotgun, a super soaker full of French perfume to spray at your enemies, a solid gold bar of silver, and of course, Picasso's TV.
See, I was going to give you that. I was kind of hoping that you got me Picasso's TV.
I was going to get you Van Gogh's TV, but the sound only works on one side.
All right, Steve, what did you think of this episode? Again.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I remember not liking it at all the first time around, and I do appreciate it more. I think that if I had to give it to MDJ, I'm going to give it to Lisa. I like the beginning where she's talking about how good TV is, and then Homer just wants to watch reality TV. And how her line about being not considering herself a young person, even though she is. I just feel like the reality TV part is very dated, as is its views on homosexuality. And I don't know, I just feel like it's definitely of its era. And I think it does a good time highlighting that era, but I just don't think it has a lot of lasting value. The overall message of, like, don't be a dick and be a nice person, that's nice. But I don't know, this episode just kind of didn't quite fall right where I wanted it. I don't know, I think it's got its moments. I laughed a little bit, but this is ultimately a skip for me. I don't care that much about wrestling. I think the gay panic is a little... and like them trying to be overly supportive, it's fine, but I think it's a skip for me. So if I had to give it a ranking, aside from Ric Flair, another wrestler that Abe was inspired by was the 50s wrestler Gorgeous George, born George Raymond Wagner, and he wrestled in 729 professional matches from 1937 to 1962. And so of his 370 wins, I'm going to give this 25.
I love it.
That's what I thought. Well, what are your thoughts, Craig?
So I'm going to give my MVJ to Mr. Burns. I love a song and dance number.
It was a good song, I will say that.
And he's the ultimate villain. And ultimately this comes down to, like, billionaires can just do whatever they want because they're billionaires. And it proves that maybe that's not the case because Abe comes around at the end. So there's also that message of, like, fuck billionaires. Unless I'm reading between lines, but that's what I feel.
No, that's true.
You're right. Lisa's beginning is great. That's a solid first 7 minutes. But you're right. The gay panic I was not happy about. I do like when Homer is talking to the camera, but there's no camera there. I love when Marge is like I'm not laughing. I was being worried. That was a very funny line. But ultimately, yeah, you're right. This, maybe at the time when we reviewed it first, I didn't like it. And I still don't like it. I just feel like some of the overtop stuff is plot-wise for The Simpsons, that's, like, not believable enough. Because how would they, like, skip this big part of Abe's life? I know that's kind of the joke they always do. But there's something like about the Bart and Abe episodes when they team up all the way back from, like, Bart the General to the Fighting Hellfish episode. Yes, that one's also, like, full of fantastical, whimsical things, but it's also really funny.
Mm-hmm.
This one does kind of feel like it drags on a little bit, and Bart really being a heel and an asshole, and yes, he is the little bad boy that we love, but he's, like, way more asshole-y in this.
Yeah.
But favorite scenes, we do have to bring that up, and that is Lisa, like you said, and especially with her, like, lusting after Nelson still, I think is great. But ultimately, yeah, as someone who's not a big wrestling fan, and I hate showboating.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like a part of the NFL now when you watch, you know, they got to do a song and dance at the end of getting a touchdown, and it's like, let's just play the game. You don't see that in baseball, and when you do see stuff like that in baseball, they get fined and suspended. So it's kind of funny. Like, you know, just be... Yeah, I just never liked that kind of sport. And yes, wrestling is a performance. It's a performance sport. It's a sport performance. And Bart not realizing, of course, that it is just all an act. He takes it too seriously. So, I don't know. I say it's a skip like you do. This era, I'm not a fan of. And I will rank this, Steve. And we do bring up Picasso because of his TV. I'm going to rank this out of Picasso work.
Oh.
Guernica from 1937 is considered one of his greatest. Of course, The Old Guitarist from 1904. Classic. Girl Before a Mirror from 1932. Invigorating, Steve.
Truly.
He also has Self-Portrait, which is just, charcoal. It's fine. He looks like Raul Julia in Self-Portrait. But if we got to go with some of the weaker ones, it is whimsical, but Don Quixote from 1955 is very, very one-dimensional. It's just black and white. But there's something whimsical I like about that one, so it's not. I say it's from 1949, Dove of Peace. It's a fucking bird. Who cares?
Way to phone it in, Picasso.
Yeah. This episode is the Dove of Peace, which is funny because it's about wrestling and not peaceful people.
Mm-hmm.
I could have ranked this out of Terminator movies because they mentioned the Terminator movies, but we all know there's only two good Terminator movies. And that, of course, is Salvation and
Rise of the Machines.
There we go. What was the ones after? There was like Salvation and...
Isn't there a day, like, not Judgment Day, but like, I don't know.
In my book, there's only two Terminator movies, 1 and 2, but yeah.
There was the reboot in the 2000s, The Connors.
Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
Daniel Day-Lewis. Had day in it or something.
Yeah.
When do we get the Terminator reboot with Daniel Day-Lewis?
Ooh.
Where he actually, like, because his method, like, they actually make him like a cybernetic being.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Guess that's Daniel Day-Lewis.
I don't know.
I don't know what he sounds like without being a character.
I know. I was kind of trying to do I drink your milkshake, but that didn't work.
But yeah, Skip, like we said, I knew it was going to be this way. It's also like, anyways, there could be better Bart and Grandpa stories, but this one is not it. But
Nope.
You know what? Could be it, Steve. Next week's episode. Now, according to the internet, we are getting a new Simpsons Disney Plus special. Is this correct? On July 3rd of 2026?
Do believe, yes.
All right. Well, it's called Simpsly. It's the 5th Disney Plus exclusive episode, written by Cesar Mazariegos and directed by Debbie Mahan. Do you want to know what it's about?
I really do.
Okay. Well, when penniless con artist Marge Bouvier, she's sent to Italy to convince wealthy sap Seymour Skinner to come home. She's tempted by the trappings of his affluent lifestyle. But there's a big, fat fly in the ointment. Skinner's clingy, dim-witted mooch of a houseguest, Homer Simpsly. Lies, lust, and Italian lira are abound in this Disney Plus exclusive Simpsons noir.
Ooh.
So this is... It just seems like now that the Disney Pluses are only going to be like Elseworld stories of The Simpsons, not like main canon.
Right.
feed.
They're going to be event things. Like even Extreme Makeover Homer Edition, while there was reality based in it, it was pretty fantastical.
Right. So this one is just a standard 22 minutes, I think. So look, we like Cesar Mazariego, so I think we might be getting a good one.
I think so. I'm excited for this.
All right. Well, I hope everyone is excited because what better way to spend the eve of America's 250th birthday than watching The Simpsons on Disney Plus?
That's right.
Unless our fans, which I think most of our fans are in Washington, D.C. right now celebrating the 250th at the America's Fair, which we should be going on stage pretty soon. Sadly, Steve, I think we have more listeners than the people that are attending that fair.
That is true. Yeah, we could fit all of our fans in the audience and we'd still like double their attendance.
America, do better. Not a political podcast.
Be best.
Yeah, be best. All right, Steve. Let's just say goodnight and goodbye to our listeners. Thanks, everyone, for being such a listener.
Yes, we appreciate you.
We're proud of you using your ears, or unless you're hearing impaired, using your eyes to read what we say. And you could use your eyes, ears, and your fingies, or your mouth, depending on how you want to do this. Go to your email and type in 138simpsons@gmail.com and let us know what you think of things, life in general, or contact us on socials like Instagram, Threads, or YouTube at 138simpsons.
And hey, check out our Patreon by going to patreon.com/user/annoyedgruntboys and check us out. It's just $5 a month, and we have a new episode every week. We cover all kinds of things like classic episodes of Simpsons, movies, other TV shows, and our favorite, The Annoyed Grunt Boys Show, where we just talk about whatever the hell we want. So check it out. It's a good time at the podcast.
And leave us a 5-star review or the equivalent on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you listen to this podcast. But you don't have to leave a real review. Just let us know what sort of secrets your grandfather kept from you.
And hey, if you want to look cool like us, go to tpublic.com/user/annoyedgruntboy and get yourself some cool 138 Simpsons podcast swag. We've got all kinds of great stuff and maybe some new stuff soon. So check it out.
I already forgot what it was. Jay Sherman saying
fascism stinks.
Right. All right. Well, for this week, I've been Annoyed Grunt Boy Craig.
And I've been Annoyed Grunt Boy Steve.
And remember, my motto is always cheat.
Gay rights are human rights, baby.
That cocaine I ordered is taking forever.